We can all agree that the events leading to the end of Season 1 left us on the edges of our seats, with the promise of great things to come, the Dance of the Dragon. I will try as much as possible not to spoil it for you though. First of all, let us recount the drama leading to the end of Season 1, and what unfolded in episode finale. Following King Viserys' death, Queen Alicent either misunderstood the king's final wish after they spoke the night before, or she simply deliberately decides to fabricate the story that Viserys changed his mind in his final hour, and named Aegon his firstborn son, as the successor to the throne.
The king is dead.
While time and time again, the King Viserys openly confirmed and reaffirmed his decision to have Rhaenyra succeed him to the throne. However, when he decides to change his mind and make Aegon the heir to throne, it just so happens that nobody else is present beside Queen Alicent, no witness. I am sure you see where the problem is. And yes, both Alicent Hightower and her father, Otto Hightower, know deep down that this will not be received without a fight. In fact, let's rewind a little bit and see when exactly Queen Alicent turned against House Targaryen. The night of the celebrations of the wedding of Rhaenyra and Laenor Velaryon, a union which was meant to solidify the ties between the Targaryens and House Velaryon, one of the most powerful house in the realm, and subsequently strengthen Rhaenyra's position as heir to throne and ruler of the Seven Kingdoms. On such a night, it was very important for House Targaryen to appear strong and united, and instead the ceremony begins with the queen not being present by the king's side. To make matters worse, Queen Alicent arrives much later, dressed in green, which is the color of the Hightowers. This was to send a clear message not only to her people the Hightowers, but also to the Targaryens to show where her loyalty lie. In fact, let's rewind again further back and see how Alicent Hightower became queen. It all started after King Viserys' wife passed away during labor. This left the king very devastated as he lost both the mother, and the child that he so needed, to take his place as heir to the throne. Otto Hightower, the king's hand, saw that the king was so lonely and in grief, that he sent his daughter Alicent to spend time with the king, and offer some companionship to the widow. While at the time this may have been seen as an act of empathy towards the king, we will come to realize that these were a series of well-planned moves by Otto Hightower, in a bid to make his daughter queen, and strengthen his own position and the influence of the Greens over the Seven Kingdoms, through Alicent's future children. Now back to the present time, Rhaenyra learns that her father is dead, and even worse, Queen Alicent and her father decide to crown Aegon as king. In a most remarkable chain of events, Princess Rhaenys manages to escape after being held captive by Alicent, and she pledges support for Rhaenyra, who is now being recognized as the legitimate heir to throne by a separate faction loyal to King Viserys. While at Dragonstone, Rhaenyra starts to put together a plan to strike and claim back the throne. She receives the support of the Sea Snake, who happens to still be very powerful overseas. This is when Otto Hightower pays her a visit to make her a deal on behalf of Queen Alicent. Rhaenyra is truly her father's daughter as she continues to act with caution as opposed to Daemon and the rest of her council, who are shouting for blood. War is the last thing both Rhaenyra and Alicent want to see happen. In fact, in my opinion, Rhaenyra was even considering the offer brought by Otto, until things went from bad to worse, when Prince Lucerys, Rhaenyra's son, is killed in an unfortunately encounter with Prince Aemond, Queen Alicent's son. This changes everything. Although Aemond didn't mean to kill Lucerys, none of the parties will ever know this for sure, given that it has always been clear that Alicent's children will not be at peace on the throne for as long as Rhaenyra's children are alive out there.
The king will die. It may be months or years, but he'll not live to be an old man. And if Rhaenyra succeeds him, war will follow, do you understand? The realm will not accept her, and to secure her claim, she'll have to put your children to the sword. She'll have no choice. You know it. You're no fool, and yet you choose not to see it.
In the eyes of Rhaenyra, this is the final strike from the Greens in an attempt to annihilate her bloodline. With the Sea Snake on her side and the support of Princess Rhaenys, who at this point is the eldest in the House Targaryen, and married to Daemon Targaryen, who is a strong, vengeful madman, but also a necessary evil, Rhaenyra has enough dragons on her side to strike back. Problem is, As such, Season 2 is most like to begin with an eye-for-eye chain of events, that will see Rhaenyra attack Alicent's household, with her children as primary targets. We see Daemon engaging with yet another dragon who seems to be, Vermithor, the second largest dragon after, Vhagar. Given that the Greens have Vhagar, hopeful this will put them a par with Rhaenyra. Release date for Season 2 are yet to be announced. Thank you for watching.